There's one issue was brought to my attention just a moment ago by my colleague. She indicated that one of the jurors who's not an alternate was sleeping today during.
Wait, a juror was caught sleeping? In the middle of a trial? That's like falling asleep during the finale of Breaking Bad. You just don't do that. But legally, this is serious business. If a juror misses testimony, it could impact the fairness of the verdict. Let's see how the court handles this one.
I did not observe it.
Well, I mean, I'm happy to address that if you would like. The first thing I would say is, if you want to make any sort of record of that, now is the time to do it.
Okay. Well, we got to identify which one it is first.
I don't, because they moved around so much, I don't know.
Hold on, you
I
got
don't
to
know
do this under
description.
oath.
I'm sorry?
Can you come up to the podium up here?
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. We don't do it from the back of the room. All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the information you shall give us the whole truth and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is your full name?
Melody Anne Hoover.
Ms. Hoover, you're assisting Mr. Klein, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and can you tell us what you observed regarding the jurors in the case?
Yes, sir. This afternoon, I observed the juror that was sitting right here. He's a white male.
Notice how she's reporting it formally? This isn't gossip, it's on record. When someone raises an issue about juror misconduct, even something like dozing off, it becomes part of the official trial record. That's huge for any potential appeal later.
With no hair.
When you say right here,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I believe that's the third seat from the left
Yes, sir.
in the front row.
Yes, sir. And I alerted the deputy a few times that was it you? Yes. And shouldn't someone do something?
Okay.
Because it was during testimony, and that was a concern, and that's all I have to say.
Okay. All right. Mr. Klein, do you have any questions you'd like to ask at first?
Just briefly, Ms. Hoover, what do you recall what period of the trial you observed this going on this afternoon?
I believe when Ms. True was testifying.
Okay, so when we had the Zoom witness on during the defense's case in chief, is that when you recall
Yes.
this occurring?
That's correct.
Do you remember for what duration of time you believe he may have been sleeping?
More than a nod out, like a nap, like a mini siesta.
Like more than a minute?
Yes.
More than 5 minutes?
I can't say more than 5 minutes, but I can say at least 5 minutes.
Was it enough to miss any portion
Yes.
of her testimony?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have any further.
You can almost feel the tension here. She's describing it like a crime scene reenactment. But the key point? Consistency. The witness is showing that this wasn't just a one-off blink. It was a pattern. That detail matters when determining if the juror was actually inattentive.
Mr. Buxman and Mr. Burnt, do you have a question for?
Can you describe the physical signs you saw that made you think he was actually sleeping and not just nodding his head or with his eyes closed?
Yes, sir, of course. I noticed it yesterday, and I was distinguishing between a rested eye situation and an actual nap. And so when I looked over after lunch today, I saw that he was even more slouched down in his seat than yesterday. And he was tucked like this, and his eyes remained shut for longer than what a normal nod would be.
Did you see any instances where his body would jerk as if catching himself?
Yes, that's a great question. Yes, I did. And it happened, sorry, I shouldn't say usually. I observed it once, and it was when the tone of the voice went up on, he was like, oh, like I should be.
Did you only see that type of body movement being awoken once or more than once?
I don't know. I told the deputy a few times, so I was like, look, like, because I just thought something was judge. So I really can't say. I feel like that for me to say something to the deputy, it would have been more than once. Like, it was a straight sleep.
No other questions, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Klein, I guess the bailiff may have witnessed something. Do you want to call anyone else?
I noticed in discussions with my client, I noticed that he claims to have witnessed it as well. I did not. I was concentrating on direct examination, so I didn't.
And here's where the judge earns their paycheck. The law allows a sleeping juror to be replaced by an alternate only if there's credible evidence they missed critical testimony. Sounds like that threshold's about to be tested.
Personally see
Is that correct, Mr. Swilly?
Yes, sir. He was actually completely slouched down like this several times.
Okay.
He's the only juror the rest of them were all paying attention. He's the only one I've noticed even yesterday and the day before slouches down, acts like he's sleeping.
So if I understand what you're telling me is that there's 14 jurors in the jury box.
Yes, sir.
The only one you saw asleep was in the front row,
Yes,
third from the left.
The white bald male, sorry.
Okay.
The rest of them were alert doing what they're supposed to.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm happy y'all told me, or we can still do something about it. If we have two alternates, if either side wants me to have that juror taken out and replaced with an alternate, I'll be happy to do it. But Mr. Swilly, I want you to discuss this issue with your attorney, and then when I'll give you as much time as you want to discuss it with him, then you can let me know what you want to do.
Yes, sure.
State, I'll also hear from you as well.
Yes, sir.
So,
What I would ask, with the court's permission, since now the bailiff has been brought into this mix and been identified, if we could place him under oath and take some information from him as well.
sure.
Interesting moment. Everyone's testimony aligns. Even the bailiff saw it. That's rare. Usually, juror behavior issues are murky, but here it's clear-cut. The court's got to act fast to protect the trial's integrity.
Raise your hand for it. Do you swear affirm the information you shall give us the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you state your full name, please?
Christian Mitchum.
Deputy Mitchum, you've heard what was going on so
Yes,
far
sir.
in the courtroom. Can you elaborate and tell us what you saw regarding that one juror?
Yes, sir. She alerted me to him, which one he was with his eyes closed. Every once in a while, he would open them, and then they would just slowly close back again. And he would go back to sleep, and he'd wake up. And so he just kept nodding back up and forth, on and off.
And did you also notice like an abrupt movement?
I did not notice him jerk, but
Okay.
I noticed him just continually going in and out.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate everyone's truthful candor here. Let me know when you guys are ready to make some decision.
I think we're ready to make that decision. We would ask that that juror be replaced with one of the alternates.
All right, Mr. Swilly, you've discussed that request with your attorney?
Yes, sir, I have.
So that's what you want to do? You want to have that juror who was sleeping during a defense witness, you want him replaced with an alternate?
Yes, sir.
All right. State?
Judge, I have no opinion.
Okay.
I don't think with what you said, that if one side wants them removed, they want them removed. I don't think there's anything that we could
Well,
indicate differently. I
at
can't
this
reject the
stage,
testament.
I mean, at this stage, in all honesty, it would be foolish not to remove him.
Agree, Judge.
So I'll remove him. We'll have to identify who he is.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't have all their names.
And just like that, problem solved. Juror out, alternate in. But think about this. How might the rest of the jury feel knowing someone got swapped mid-trial? Would it shake their focus? Or maybe even make them sit up a little straighter?
But, so we'll have to figure that out. And who is the first alternate?
I believe it was.
You think?
He was originally seat number 11.
You're talking about the person that the juror was sleeping, right? Not the alternate. The alternate, I believe.
So when they do the alternates in the order they were selected.
Right.
So the first alternate would be the person to move up. Did we still have the list?
That's what I have on my system.
My only issue is that we're replacing a man with a woman, but I understand gender should not come into play here. But that is a concern for me. But
Well,
for what it's worth.
that is factual. We are replacing a male with a female. I don't know that that's any sort of problem in this particular scenario. The jury has both males and females in there,
It
and
does.
you had a 50% chance of whatever juror got replaced, it was going to be a different gender. So, so either way.